are the music makers, and we are the dreamers of dreams. Wandering by lone sea breakers, and sitting by desolate streams. World losers and world forsakers, on whom the pale moon gleams. Yet, we are the movers and shakers of the world forever, it seems. We are inspired. A breath of our inspiration is the life of each generation. A wondrous thing of our dreaming, unearthly, impossible seeming. The soldier, the king, and the peasant are working together in one, till our dream shall become their present, and their work in the world be done. We are hopeful, but we, with our dreaming and singing, ceaseless and sorrowless we, the glory about us clinging to the glorious futures we see. Our souls with high music ringing, O men, it must ever be that we dwell in our dreaming and singing, a little apart from ye. We are triumphant. Great hail we cry to the comers from the dazzling unknown shore. Bring us hither your sun and your summers, and renew our world as of yore. You shall teach us your songs' new numbers, and things that we dreamt not before. Yea, in spite of a dreamer that slumbers, and a singer that sings no more, we are the music makers, and we are the dreamers of dreams. We are Walkersville. Hello, fellow classmates, parents, family members, and guests. Welcome to the virtual graduation ceremony for the Walkersville High School class of 2020. My name is Liam Day. Although this is not how we envisioned our final day together as Lions, I am so honored to be kicking off today's ceremony celebrating more than a decade of learning and 4 years of unforgettable memories. Although not in person, each of you is surrounded in spirit by the love and support of all the people who taught and inspired us along the way. So, on behalf of the class of 2020, I would like to thank everyone who worked tirelessly behind the scenes to help create this virtual keepsake, honoring our many achievements. At this time, I would like to introduce Natalie Lim, who will be singing our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there.
Thank you, Liam, for that inspirational welcome. I have listened to you give that performance at least a dozen times, but never has it been quite as moving as it was today. And Natalie, thank you for sharing your beautiful voice as you sang the national anthem. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce the Superintendent of Frederick County Public Schools, Dr. Teresa Albin, who now will be sharing a special message with our seniors.
Congratulations, Lions Class of 2020. It is an honor to join you, your families, friends, teachers, and staff who have supported you on this journey to your high school graduation. I do not think any of us would have predicted the detour you had to take on your educational journey because of the COVID-19 pandemic crisis. It has definitely made your journey unique, unprecedented, and a true life-changing experience. This crisis changed many things, but we know that our 21st century world is constantly changing even when things are normal. Your years in school have provided a foundation for learning that will enable you to continue to grow and change. You have learned many important lessons, as some of your classmates shared with me. From Lydia Mayange, the most important lesson that I learned in high school, that success is mostly based on how hard you work and not talent. When I was a freshman, I was so scared I'd fail out of high school because I wasn't as smart as the other kids. But as I worked my way to the top, I realized that a lot of those smart kids got where they were because of good studying habits and a strong work ethic, not pure intelligence. From Megan Jacobs, the most important lesson that I learned in high school was to embrace the individuality of myself and the people around me. High school has taught me that we are all different, with different skills, interests, and personalities. I've watched my classmates grow into the niches they fill in their high school environment and eventually the adult world. And I've learned that there's no such thing as fitting in. The uniqueness of my classmates is what makes the class of 2020 strong, and I've learned to fully embrace my individuality as a student. And from Marissa Flores, the most important lesson I learned in high school and the most important thing I am taking away from this 4-year experience is to be myself regardless of anyone's opinions or negativity. High school is like one big fish tank. Every type of fish you could think of is visible through the glass. However, regardless of the size of the school or the diversity among its population, every individual is equally as important. I am a strong, independent, goody two-shoes, no shame, young Latina woman who accomplished all my set goals and learned about myself along the way. High school taught me how to use my loud voice and social personality for good, and that relying on others doesn't imply weakness. I am proud knowing that I will be leaving Walkersville High School as a better version of myself, who can stand on my own 2 feet, do what I came to do, and still keep it moving. Negativity or bad energy is bound to occur around us, but a strong will, kind heart, and positive attitude will always prevail in the end. I believe the lessons you learned on your educational journey helped you to cope and adapt during this pandemic crisis. It is often said that a crisis reveals a person's true character. I think a crisis also builds our character, as we must rise to meet new challenges. That is definitely what happened for many members of the class of 2020. Here are some of your classmates' reflections on the valuable lessons they have learned by living through a crisis. From Haley O'Keefe, live for the moments you have, not the ones you hope to get. Every time moments in life are taken away from you, there is an opportunity to seize something even greater. If we were at school, I never would have truly bonded and appreciated my sister for the first time. I never would have gone on long walks with my mom and dog, would have been too busy with soccer, work, or extracurriculars. These are the last few months I get to live with them, and I am spending more time than I ever thought possible with them. For that, I am grateful. Every single event in my calendar was canceled, some huge, some small, but I gained a million tiny moments that made me appreciate the value of my family and the life I get to live. Even with so many meaningful experiences lost, life finds a way to make it up to you. From Erin Gant. Through this pandemic crisis, I have learned that no matter how much you think you have stuffed together and planned, that things can always change. This spring semester was supposed to be a lot of fun, with prom, graduation, and everything in between. But just like that, all those things are taken from us. I think this pandemic has taught us all to never take anything for granted and to learn how to adapt to unexpected changes and to make the most out of these new experiences. From Riley Woolyard. I have learned how much the Walkersville community cares about their students, and they feel for all seniors that aren't able to finish the year and are missing all of the senior activities. The communication through social media, coaches, teachers, and administration has helped me know that everyone cares. The things they have done for us during this pandemic to help us have great memories in place of the ones we couldn't have has been amazing. The class of 2020 has grown so much in 13 years and in the last 3 months. You have sacrificed much during this crisis, and I hope you will reflect on what you have gained as well. Your classmates have said it so eloquently. There is no doubt that your class will be remembered in history. Yet I believe that the members of this class will be remembered not because you graduated during the pandemic of 2020, but because of how you rose from that crisis to become incredible leaders, thinkers, innovators, and compassionate global citizens. And so, Lions class of 2020, now is your time to create positive change in the world. I wish you much success on your journey. And remember, make us FCPS proud of you.
Thank you, Dr. Albin, for celebrating and honoring the class of 2020. At this time, I would like to thank other distinguished FCPS leaders, Board of Education members, faculty and staff who have helped make today's virtual ceremony possible. Brad Young, Board of Education President. Jay Mason, Board of Education Vice President. Liz Barrett, Board of Education Member. Michael Benitsky, Board of Education Member. Ray Gallagher, Board of Education Member. Lois Jarman, Board of Education Member. Karen Yoho, Board of Education Member. Kathleen Chappelle, Frederick County Public Schools High School Director. Senior Class Advisors, Cindy Doggett, Tracy O'Keefe, and Elizabeth Burnett. Videographer and recording specialist, Alex Loy. Staff photographer and yearbook teacher, Amy Gronke. Assistant principals, Greg Keller and Cindy Zimmerman. Members of the WHS Counseling Department, Lauren Bouchard, Ryan Defabal, Susan Nash, Shannon Marble, Brittany Kuhn, Kelly Carty, and Deanna Meyer. To all the teachers and staff of Walkersville High School who led and loved our students with dedicated hearts and a passion for learning, we thank you. And last but not least, Administrative Secretary and my right-hand lady, Peggy Matthews. I appreciate your unwavering support. It is now my pleasure to welcome the Board of Education member, Ms. Lois Jarman, who will share words of congratulations to the Walkersville class of 2020.
Hello, Lions, and congratulations, Walkersville High School class of 2020. As a class, you have grown in your education and handled a changing world that has brought you unique learning settings. You are becoming adept at handling change, and that is a skill you can take with you for the rest of your lives. I wanted to share with you today the words of the Serenity Prayer written by U.S. theologian Reinhold Niebuhr in the 1930s. Grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. As a class, you have been met by many challenges. Knowing when and how to change situations is empowering, and I hope that your education with FCPS has given you the tools to make changes. There are, however, some things that we cannot change, and choosing how we meet those situations can determine our course in life. I hope that you continue to meet challenges by assessing the situation with careful thought and information, and that the course you choose reflects a desire to do what is best for you, your loved ones, and our society in general. If your handling of the challenges of life to this point is any indication of the choices you will make, I feel confident that our society will be left in good hands. Be courageous in your endeavors, but remember always that some things we cannot change. We can only control our response. Choose well, be safe, and make our world a better place. Congratulations, and I wish you all the best.
I am now extremely honored to introduce one of our exemplary seniors who embodies character, kindness, and service. She served as our Rotary student representative this school year and has been an active member of our Pride Committee during her tenure at WHS. Ms. Hannah Benson will now address her classmates in the class of 2020.
Gen Z, or Generation Z, is defined as those born between the late 90s and 2010. And most people roll their eyes when they hear that term, but it's shaped who we are and who we will become. We were born into the world of 9/11. From the start, our eyes have been open to the realities of life. We've experienced the fear of school shootings, wars, the effects of climate change, and do I even mention the pandemic we're in right now? But these aren't reasons to pity Gen Z. It's what makes us stronger. It's what makes us reach for the sky. It's what makes us problem solvers. It's what makes us use our voice. It's what keeps us from conforming. It's what makes us accepting. The world has to keep up with us. We reach for the sky. A recent study found that 61% of high school students would like to be an entrepreneur, compared to the 43% of college students. As Gen Z, 58% want to own their own business one day. Oh, and 14% already do. When we set our sights on something, nothing can keep us from following our dreams. Senior Audrey McClatchy has started her own business and commented, "With technology, we can do so much more than lemonade stands. It is important that our generation takes advantage of this opportunity because we have been given the networking ability to share and create more than any past generation." We are problem solvers. When we want something done, we do it ourselves. We're the ones to go out and make a difference. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, 60% of Gen Z want jobs that have a social impact, compared to the 31% of millennials. Senior Jocelyn Baker is making change and planning on going into the medical field. She says, "I know I can change so many people's lives. It's not only important for patients to feel confident and cared for, and that's why I love CTC. It was amazing to be able to work with all the different patients." Close quote. We use our voice. As teenagers, we voice our opinion. We are not afraid of what others say. From sending tweets to attending pride parades, our class and generation does not hesitate to say what we know is right. Senior Gabby Collins, one person who used her voice to stand up for me, said, "I think it is important that we use our voices and stick up for one another because we are all stronger together and should always be able to come together rather than tearing each other down. It helps us grow and keep moving forward rather than backwards in time. Close quote. We don't conform. Senior Eric Bain shared that with technology being promoted in our lives during childhood, we've had the choice to choose what we believe in rather than just accepting what our parents tell us. Close quote. We don't just go along with whatever, we stand up for what we believe in, creating diversity. Dozens of major businesses and statistical companies say it's hard to market towards Gen Z because we have strong values and a wide set of beliefs. They are having to run to keep up with us. We aren't just one demographic, and we don't all have one opinion. Companies have to change the way they run to meet our needs. It's what makes us accepting. There hasn't been a time in history where so many different kinds of people with so many different backgrounds, beliefs, and values have lived together. We're not perfect, but people learn from our acceptance. We reach for the sky. We're problem solvers. We use our voice. We don't conform. We're accepting. We are Gen Z. As members of Gen Z, we have been raised for almost 2 decades with unique characteristics and experiences to shape who we are. A lot of us have lived on this earth for 18 years, if not close to it. Now I'm going to be like Miss Kibler, and we're going to figure out the Kronk math for that. That is 6,570 days. Sadly, only 940 weekends, but that is still a long time. And not only has it been 18 years, but 18 years of learning. You've had all those 6,570 days gaining knowledge and perspective. You know yourself. Don't let other people tell you that you're just inexperienced and attached to your phone. You are so much more than that. Over the last few months, I have been making decisions for college, as many of you are. I decided not to get a meal plan and instead cook my own food. Now, this doesn't work for everyone. I listened to different people's opinions and perspectives. I stayed open-minded. But at the end of the day, I knew that not getting a meal plan was right for me. I know myself. I've lived with myself for 18 years. Stay open-minded, but don't doubt yourself as you make important decisions over the next couple of years. Take a deep breath. When we all go our separate ways, do not doubt your abilities. As a member of Gen Z and living with yourself for 18 years, and now graduate of Walkersville High School, you have been raised ready for success. Thank you.
Many nights we've prayed with no proof anyone could hear. In our hearts a hope for song we barely understood. Now we are not afraid, although we know there's much to fear. We were moving mountains long before we knew we could. There can be miracles when you believe. Though hope is frail, it's hard to kill. Who knows what miracles you can achieve when you believe? Somehow you will. You will when you believe. They don't always happen when small but still resilient voice says hope is very near. Whoa, miracles when you believe. Though hope is frail, it's hard to kill. Who knows what miracles you can achieve when you believe? Somehow you will. Now you will. You will when you believe. You will when you believe.
Thank you, Brianna and Audrey. That was absolutely beautiful. It is now my turn to share a few words with the class of 2020. Parents, family members, friends, FCPS leaders, teachers, and staff, thank you for all that you've done to help and support these graduates. Because of you, they are truly magnificent. 5 more minutes. A phrase we begin to say as a child when our mother tells us it's time to come inside. Or when she says, lights out during a sleepover. Please, Mom, can't we just have 5 more minutes? Many of you may be familiar with a song written by Scotty McCreery titled 5 More Minutes. Although a country song, its message is universal to everyone. I heard it the other day cycling through my playlist, and at that moment, I knew I had just heard the words of my graduation speech to the class of 2020. Simply because at that moment, listening to music, I would have done anything to have 5 more minutes with each of you. The words of the song humbly remind us to cherish life's precious yet simple moments before they are taken or slip away. Unlike the natural progression of time, your simple moments slipped away because of a pandemic that no one saw coming. Without any warning, you found yourself asking for 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes on the lacrosse field, 5 more minutes with your favorite teacher, 5 more minutes eating lunch with your friends, 5 more minutes rehearsing for adjudication, or 5 more minutes until curtain call. Never had those daily, normal moments felt so far away and so out of reach. Hopefully, you realize in all that you have lost that you've been given a gift of humbling appreciation for our freedoms and our opportunities, a gift of wisdom for change. Unlike countless graduating classes before you, you can now see priorities more clearly. You can now see what truly matters. Did you ever imagine this is what you were destined for when someone said you had 20/20 vision? You no longer see 5 minutes as time lost, but as time to capture. If you could have just 5 more minutes, what would they look like? Who would you spend those 5 minutes with? How would you use them? Last week, my wish for 5 more minutes came true when over 200 of our graduates came into our school and spent 5 minutes on stage with me for their cap and gown photos. In that moment, those 5 minutes were as special to me as they were for you and your family. You were able to have closure, to say goodbye to your school, in your school. For me, closure came in the opportunity to see the faces of the students whom which I have shared 4 years of memories. I need each of you to know that your faces are symbolic of all the students that I have had the pleasure to know and lead over the past 7 years at Walkersville High School. I could not think of a better group of students to represent all of the achievements and success of those who have walked the stage before you. I saw faces of scholars, athletes, artists, musicians, choral and vocal angels. I saw faces of future business leaders, teachers, nurses, and healthcare providers. I saw faces that will keep agriculture strong and prosperous in our country. Faces of innovation and design as future engineers and biochemists. I saw and saluted faces of those who will serve and protect our country in the military. I didn't just see faces of the future. I also saw faces that have grown through an adolescent past. Faces that have overcome adversity, death, the loss of loved ones, social hurt and disappointment, injury and financial hardship. I saw faces that made mistakes and learned for the better. Faces that fell and got back up even stronger. I saw in your faces every face of every amazing student that I have come in contact with as my time as a Lion. Who could ever imagine that 5 minutes could bring such depth to a principal's heart? You, as Liam Day would say, are dreamers. You are the difference makers, and you will change our world. Although in those 5 minutes, you may not have changed the world, but you did, however, forever touch mine. As you start forward in the next chapter of your life, how will you maximize 5 minutes? How will you use that time to positively impact someone else? How will you use that time to better yourself? How will you use that time to cherish life's simple, precious moments? The challenge now is for those questions not to be left unanswered. The challenge now is taking what you've learned through this pandemic, worldwide struggle, and interrupted life to keep your 2020 vision clear. Don't ever lose sight of what is right. And don't ever lose sight of what really matters. Don't let your perfect vision fade. See all the color, vibrance, and hope that can shine through life's darkness. And promise me that you will never look at a clock the same way again. It's not just hands with hours and time, but it is a series of 5 minutes that build the story of our lives. Good luck, Lions, as you continue to build your story 5 minutes at a time. And thank you for countless 5-minute moments that will forever be precious in my heart and will forever be memories of mine. Congratulations, seniors. I am proud of you. Before we begin the presentation of graduates, I would like to take a moment to honor our seniors who are entering the military and beginning their post-secondary training for careers in medicine or the health sciences. Whether protecting our country from a visible or invisible enemy, these individuals are making a commitment to protect and serve our citizens for continued freedom and lifelong health. We have witnessed the value of those in the health professions through this pandemic. We have also been reminded of the importance of our first responders, law enforcement officers, and local governing leaders as they have worked tirelessly to keep our communities safe. I salute and honor you and all of you who are selfless as you move forward in these endeavors. Thank you for your courage and your commitment to our world and our society. Parents and family members sitting with a senior who this applies to, please give them a hug from me and our entire staff at Walkersville, because we would like to say thank you. Amelia Olson will now begin the presentation of diplomas by honoring one of our 2020 graduates who we unfortunately have had to say goodbye to along the way.
Accepting this diploma on behalf of my beloved friend Zia Martinez is a great honor. For those of you who knew her from her first day at Glade Elementary or her freshman year at Walkersville High, it was apparent that Zia was an extraordinary girl. Her bright eyes and her beautiful smile never seemed to falter in the years that I knew her. She truly was the essence of joy. She walked down Walkersville's halls with her funky socks and her unicorn hat with pride. She was herself, and she didn't care who saw. I remember braving my freshman year with my childhood friend right by my side. All the laughs and conversations we held that year are still some of my fondest memories. And I know I'm not alone in this recollection. Zia touched so many hearts. But it wasn't just her kindness that stood out. It was her strength and her bravery. And as we all leave these familiar halls and move on from Walkersville High, Zia's legacies will remain with us. Zia's legacy is to find joy because you can, and share it because it is there. Zia's legacy is to face each day with bravery, even if the world is crumbling behind you. Zia's legacy is to look in the mirror with authenticity, because it may be the last time you see yourself. Zia's legacies are embedded in this school and in those who had the honor of knowing her. And for that, we thank you, Zia Martinez. Thank you.
Dr. Albin, Board of Education members, it is my pleasure to present the Walkersville High School seniors who have completed all requirements and are now eligible for receipt of a Maryland State High School diploma. I declare each student prepared and equipped to graduate. Let the roll call of graduates begin.
With highest honors, Jenna Michelle Abdenor. With honors, Corey Thomas Abricht. With high honors, Lucas Allen Abricht. With high honors, Jasmine Sierra Aguilar Godwin. With high honors, Brett Jansen Ahalt. With high honors, Jacob Bradley Allen. Aaron James Allnut. Abdullah Hassan Alzrani. Genesis Raquel Amaya. Jacqueline Aisha Anaya Montano. Amari Jazz Anderson. Jamari Alvin Anderson. Alexis Jane Andrews. With highest honors, Benjamin Byron Armagida. With honors, Luis Alfred Asturias Jr. Chris Fernando Avila. With highest honors, Eric Benjamin Bain. With highest honors, Ian Christopher Bear. With honors, Jocelyn Nabry Baker. Ryan Carl Barndollar. Isabella Marie Basili. With honors, William Paul Beal. Alexander Robert Bennett. With highest honors, Charles Rachana Benici. With highest honors, Hannah Rebecca Benson. With highest honors, Megan Kearney Bertolet. Andre Rashad Blyther. With highest honors, Riley Megan Boyard. Amanda Lynn Bounds. With highest honors, Michael Anthony Bowen. With honors, Avonlea Cyan Broadhurst. With highest honors, Andrew Ashton Brooks. With high honors, Nicholas Scott Brown. With high honors, Brooks Thomas Burnett. With highest honors, Brett Michael Betker Bushman. Meredith Victoria Byers. Darren Andrew Byrne. Andrea Nicole Campbell. With honors, Imani Monique Campbell. With highest honors, Morgan Elizabeth Carter. With highest honors, Sarah Ann Carter. With highest honors, Maria Evelyn Castillo. With highest honors, Justin Ray Tongle Castro. Nicholas James Catlin Jr. Haley Brianna Chipley. James Spencer Clegg. Matthew Thomas Clegg. Elijah Ray Clutter. Daniel Simon Colbert. With highest honors, Ethan Paul Coleman. With highest honors, Gabrielle Mackenzie Collins. Caitlin Brianna Coleman. With high honors, Amanda Taylor Como. With high honors, Justine Ann Cooley. With honors, Nevaeh Nicole Cooper Camp. With high honors, Zachary David Crum. With honors, Corey Austin Cutshaw. With honors, Israel Lamote Kojo Deity. Isaiah Elias Daniel. With highest honors, Liam Warren Day. Pedro de la Cruz Torres. With highest honors, Emily Ann Deely. Cameron Elias Del Cid. With highest honors, Gregory Charles Delamura. Connor Dominic William Dolan. With highest honors, Matthew Thomas Dornan.
With highest honors, Hannah Liza Demikian. Eddie Osu Zigbordi. With highest honors, Brady Thomas Eves. With highest honors, Nicholas Alexander Edwards. Chaz Michael Egan. Austin Christopher Etzler. Brianna Lynn Eiler. Ryan Avery Fedor. Mackenzie Lauren Ferguson. Sierra Rebecca Few. With highest honors, Leah Rebecca Finch. Jillian Elizabeth Fisher. With honors, Daniel Edward Fitzwater. With highest honors, Marissa Liliana Flores. Devin James Fogel. Douglas Alexander Fuentes, Jr. With highest honors, Jonathan Paul Gallion, Jr. Jennifer Ann Galloway. With highest honors, Erin Elizabeth Gant. Thomas Sullivan Magnum Garst. With honors, Ashanti Selena Shemaiah Gibbs. With high honors, Haley Marie Gilbert. Jacob Samuel Gladhill. Joseph Michael Allen Glover. With highest honors, Antonio Gluckler. With high honors, Emily Lynn Goline. With high honors, Blather Joshua Gomez. With highest honors, Xavier Alexis Gordon. Jacob Ricardo Green. Sean Ross Pass. Jameson Ross Hahn. Catherine Nicole Hamilton. With high honors, Brooke Christina Hansen. With highest honors, Amelia Grace Harmon. With high honors, Luke Adrian Harnett. With highest honors, Jonathan Dimitri Harris. With high honors, Benjamin Adam Hartman. With high honors, Alexander Chase Hearn. With honors, Jack Andrew Hearn. Mitchell James Heath. With highest honors, Carly Annette Heller. Caleb James Henderson. With honors, Amy Marissa Hernandez. Melody Alejandra Hernandez. Zachary Daniel Herndon. Jacob Ellis Hirschberger. With honors, Jacob Ryan Hess. With high honors, Daniel John Hickle. With highest honors, Noah Paul Hickman. With highest honors, Jack Samuel Hillman. With honors, Shelby Renee Hoffman. With honors, Jacob Daniel Heinowski. Malcolm Morris Holman, Jr. Alyssa Nichelle Hoyas. With highest honors, Olivia Bahati Ayanga. Brianna Taylor Ingram. Chance Tyler Eisenagel. Skylar Louise Jakovich Hammond. Ataji Renee Jackson. With highest honors, Megan Eileen Jacobs. With honors, Natalia Isabel Janis. Emily Marie Jenkins. Zariah Lachey Jenrette. With highest honors, Ariana Elizabeth Johnson. Brent Andrew Johnson. With honors, Tori Alexia Johnson. With highest honors, Michael Colin Johnston.
Thomas Lee Jones. With honors, Beza Lena Karaturk. With highest honors, Grant David Keene. With highest honors, William Luke Keefe. With highest honors, Emerson Rose Kelly. Eden Noel Kelly. Drew Allen Kessel. With highest honors, Olivia Curran Keys. With honors, Austin Lane Kidwell. Alyssa Marie Klein. With highest honors, Wilson Liu Kong. With high honors, Garrett Michael Crimer. With honors, Jackson Michael Custer. With honors, Kathleen Mara Custer. With high honors, Jacob Ethan Cutchie. Austin Robert Kuykendall. With highest honors, Megan Grace Kuzniewski. Gabriella Josephine Labarca. With highest honors, Jonathan Antonio Lacayo. With highest honors, Madison Hope Lancaster. Cameron Austin Larson. With highest honors, Natalie K. Lim. With highest honors, Chloe Madison Lippert. Mateo Gabriel Liriano. With highest honors, Chelsea Teresa Long. Emma Marie Long. With highest honors, Erica Ann Long. Jasmine Nicole Long. Ubeli Lopez. With highest honors, Taylor Nicole Lowe. With highest honors, Nicholas Armstrong Madsen. Blake Patrick Malone. With highest honors, Daniela Elizabeth Manchester. Angel Rabone Marin. Tyler Darlington Martin. Lauren Giselle Maddox. With highest honors, Lydia Batitila Mayenge. Erin Paige Maccabee. With highest honors, Audrey Sophia McClatchy. Marissa Elena McDonald. With highest honors, Michael Peter McElwain. Micah Tori McKinney. With highest honors, Eleanor Marie McMahon. With highest honors, Joseph Thomas McMahon. With highest honors, Victoria Tenjin Meador. Christina Rose Merriam. Paul John Richard Metcalf. Ethan Todd Miller. With highest honors, Thomas Levi Moberly. Nadia Sophia Brianna Mohammed. Hunter Tilio Molestator. Jasmine E. Moran. With highest honors, Alexander Charles Morgan. With high honors, Grace Leanne Moriarty. Ryan Thomas Moriarty. Tainea Lachey Mulena. With highest honors, Gabriel Latoa Nailoa Isamoa Mulitao Pele. Marissa Janelle Muriel. Rafael Navarro Mendez. With high honors, Tessa Marie Lynn Newton. Amanda Rose Knuckles. With high honors, Kyle Anthony O'Connor. With highest honors, Hallie Maria O'Keefe. With honors, Sydney Renee Oakley. With highest honors, Gaim Jerusel Obambe Olasa. With highest honors, Holly Danielle Offit. With highest honors, Cassie Moby Crystal Oglulu. Ethan Daniel Oliver. With highest honors, Amelia Florence Lampard Olson. Leah Noel Pagliocini. Hunter Craig Palak.
With highest honors, Milan Parishkumar Patel. Alyssa Jean Petrozello. With honors, Tamaya Elise Phillips. With highest honors, Evan Lewis Pinetti. Hunter Charles Poole. Nicholas Andrew Powers. With highest honors, Cameron Hope Protono. Kamani Michael Quander. Amon Joseph Quinn. Brandon Kevin Quintanilla. With highest honors, Henry William Roush. Matthew John Rayner. Jalen Terrell Reed Taylor. With highest honors, Alexander Michael Rice. With honors, Dale Robert Reiner, Jr. Gwyneth Ashley Ringrose. With highest honors, Leah Elizabeth Roberts. Darren Tyler Roby. With highest honors, Austin Daniel Rowland. With honors, Colby Allen Ruffner. With honors, Carmela Eve Russell. With highest honors, Jasmine Yvette Salters. With honors, Melina Clarissa Santos. Jacob Ian Saylor. Danae Amore Scott. Sinai Amore Scott. Dylan John Shakra. With highest honors, Megan Sharma. Alyssa Marie Scheib. With highest honors, Alexandra Nicole Shoemaker. Caleb Jeremiah Sear. With highest honors, Owen Nathaniel Seifert. With highest honors, Ethan Jared Silver. With honors, Destiny Ray Sims. With high honors, Marshall Alexander Sloniker. Eric Bernard Smalley, Jr. With highest honors, Benjamin Clay Smith. Levi Timothy Smith. With highest honors, Thomas Robert Sneesick. With high honors, William Russell Snow. With highest honors, Lillian Alexa Spicer. With highest honors, Michael Geeman Staley. With highest honors, Jalissa Miriam Stanton. Cameron Douglas Stewart. Michael Kiefer Steitley. With highest honors, Portia Renee Strasberg. Tyler James Strobel. Jessica Danielle Tau. With honors, Emily Marie Turpening. With honors, Ishani Day Tawari. Amanda Lynn Trout. Andrea Jada Marcel Tyre. With honors, Peyton Reese Vance. With honors, Michael John Visas II. With highest honors, Kirsten Alexandra Ward. John Austin Weinrich. With high honors, Owen Haynes Welty. With highest honors, Connor Aaron White. With highest honors, Damani Monet Elizabeth White. Kaylin Samantha Williams. Dane Thomas Williams. Logan Michael Wilms. With highest honors, Kai David Winterly. With honors, Bryson Isaiah Wichter. With highest honors, Kara Jade Young. Tinika Lee Younger.
It is my absolute pleasure to present the class of 2020. Each of these students have met the Maryland State requirements for earning their high school diploma. We are proud of you and wish each of you the best in all that you do. Turn your tassels, throw your hat, and take the memories from Lion Country with you. You are officially Walkersville High School alumni. Forever go with pride and never forget, once a lion, always a lion. To send us off in true blue and gold fashion, Jasmine Aguilar-Godwin, Carmela Russell, and Erica Long will sing our Walkersville High School alma mater. Congratulations, graduates.
Across the swift Monocacy, within the glade valley, between the western mountains and farmers' fields rolling free, there lies a country village. It is not so very wide. There's a high school
you.